Hey, happy Friday to you. It is February 5th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. And let me start off by welcoming you to February. This is the month of many holidays. In addition to Valentine's Day and President's Day and Chinese New Year, February also brings us Groundhog Day, which we celebrated on Tuesday. And this is the day, according to legend, when if Nancy Pelosi pokes her head out of the ground and sees her own shadow, it's 6 more weeks of Botox. Our next big holiday coming up is Super Bowl Sunday, coming up in 2 days. This is going to be the big game between Indianapolis and New Orleans, and I am ready to make my prediction. Now, you may remember last year during the Kentucky Derby, I correctly picked the long shot winner, and I'm ready to pick the winner of Super Bowl XLIV, or more commonly known as Super Bowl XLIV, using the same criteria. I pick my winners by their names. So let's look at the names of these two teams, the Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints. Now, what are Colts but just little baby horses? And what are Saints but dead guys in heaven with a direct line to God? Who do you think has more power? My prediction is Holy Dead Guys 34, Baby Horses 21. If you bet this way and win, hey, you could send me 10% for the effort. That'd be nice. If you bet this way and lose, hey, that's what you get for listening to me. Not everybody can be a winner, but all the losers this week are in the Friday Funnies. So let's take a look. We're going to start off in Arizona, where Arizona law enforcement officials this week discovered 743 pounds of marijuana when they stopped a septic tank truck south of Tucson. The truck had an illegal license on it, so they stopped and then they started to inspect it a little bit further, and they discovered inside the truck were all these bales of marijuana wrapped in plastic floating amongst the contents one would normally expect to find in a septic tank truck, if you get my drift. The pot had a street value estimated at over $400,000. So, euphemistically speaking, this was a truckload of really good. All right, now it's time for a Friday Funnies favorite feature called News from Around the World. Our first stop takes us to Stockholm, Sweden, where a man was very angry with his ex-wife, so he decided to give her a present that she would remember him by. And what he did was he pushed 19 mice through the mail slot in the door of the woman's apartment, knowing full well that the woman is mousophobic. That means having a deathly fear of mice. So, when she saw the rodent invasion, she panicked, she called police, they came, they had to take her to the hospital, then they gathered up all the mice, they took them down to the station for further questioning, and the husband, he was arrested and charged with delivering mail with insufficient postage. Now, also, you know a brand new word, don't you? Mousophobic. Mousophobic. See? Live and learn. All right, our next stop is Toronto, Canada. If you are looking for the ideal location for a romantic dinner on Valentine's Day, might I suggest Mildred's Temple Kitchen in Toronto? Because up there at Mildred's, they are inviting couples over Valentine's Day weekend to come into their restaurant and have sex in the bathrooms. Yeah, Mildred's has 4 unisex bathrooms, and they're inviting people to come in and, how shall I say, work up an appetite while they're waiting for their order. Very unique concept. Also at Mildred's this week, a special on oysters. And our final story, this is an update to one we did last July. If you might remember, 4 women up in Chilton, Wisconsin were arrested for gluing a cheating husband's penis to his stomach. Well, they were finally sentenced this week to probation and community service because the judge says there was no permanent damage done. Although the victim said, hey, there may not have been permanent damage, but for a while there, I was peeing in my own eye. That's all I have for you this week. Gentlemen, remember only 9 more days until Valentine's Day. Try not to screw it up this year. I'll see you next week.